Okay, I don't know why, but I'm really feeling the Burt Reynolds pose. Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of my Injustice Flash costume for New York Comic Con. I've pretty much 3D printed all of the armour now, and it's now the arduous task of lots of sanding, lots of priming, and vice versa, which, yeah, it's going to be long, but it is going to be fun. As you can see, I've already sanded the chest plate, just to sort of get ahead of everything and show you what's the difference between a raw print versus a sanded one. As you can also see back there, there's my bodysuit, which I'll also show you in just a second. But yeah, we're going to start this process, and yeah, we're going to get there. So here is probably the best look of the bodysuit I can give you. I bought the pattern from 4Neo Designs. It was a really nice pattern actually. It matched the game absolutely perfectly with the muscle shading and all of the bronze lines around the suit, and the hex patterns just really sort of make the suit pop as well. It's really great. And then once you've got your pattern all bought, you just sort of send it into print costume, give them your measurements and how many zips you'd like and that sort of thing, and yeah, within like a month or so you get it sent out to you, and this is what I received. It's great. It's a great base for this costume, I think, and it's going to do really well. I just thought I'd show you guys the sort of printing process on one of the gauntlets. We actually have the finished one here for the first gauntlet. This is the right one. This one on the printer at the moment is the left. As you can see here, 91% finished. 91% finished. 1 day, 1 hour and 58 minutes. So it takes a while. Now here's the part I tell you where you need to sand and prime. But yeah, it is really important, and the sanding makes sure that the primer sticks to the prints, and then the primer makes sure that you've got nice smooth prints for the paint later on. And I'm probably not going to narrate a lot of this, but I thought I'd just give you one little tidbit right here, because there's plenty of YouTube videos out there to teach you about sanding, priming and all that sort of stuff, and you can always look back on my helmet video to see how I did that. Okay, so let me just bring you over to the little studio area slash rundown little bar. So I've got a lot of the pieces drying out on the side now. So this is the 2 knee pads just there. I've got 1 shoulder pad here and 1 shoulder pad up there. One thing that has really come out with the priming is where there's been layer shifts. As you can see there's one sort of a big layer shift right there on the right hand side one, and then not too much on the left. But I think the gauntlets, I'm not going to give too much work into when it comes to layer shifts, just because they're very minimal. Whereas where I've had to fuse some pieces, like the shoulder pad here, I'm going to have to give that some work and put some filler in there. But yeah, these are looking really good. I'm going to put my focus into the gauntlets just at the minute, because they're the things I really wanted to just do next. That way I can actually, because there's going to be a lot of gold on here. That's the thing. So a lot of where it breaks itself up, that's where the gold's going to be. And that's going to be really fun. I love props and stuff like that. I love props for cosplay, and it's all really. It's always fun to do, especially this is my favourite part of the 3D printing process. It just seeing it all come together, that just really makes me smile. And as you can see up here, I've got the actual lightning bolt for the chest emblem drying, because it's had its 2 coats of black gloss, and then I'm going to go over it with some gold. And then that's just got to sit still until I've done the chest, which is going to take a long time. Now, before I make any more progress on the armor pieces that have sort of very big cracks and layer shifts, I'm going to need to go in with some filler, or like wood filler or spot putty, that sort of thing. So I've got this stuff. I just literally grabbed it from my Hobbycraft. It's a 2-part sort of like sandable epoxy, which I'm going to sort of get into the like all the crevices that I want. I'm probably not going to do up the center here because that's where the logo is going to go, and it also makes it look quite uniform with the split anyway. But as you can see, sort of like under in the center of the pec there's a large gap there, and then particularly on this side as well. I might do down the center, but then again I might not. But let me show you one of the shin guards, because I know one of the shin guards are quite hefty with the cracks as well. Here we go, because I had to print these into 2 because they weren't going to fit on the printer. I don't know if you can see it or if I'm even showing the right area. There we go, yeah. That line straight in the center, I'm going to get rid of that with the spot putty. But yeah, it's a good way to get armor done if you can split up your pieces and sort of fuse them together with a soldering iron. You can see the sort of very makeshift job I've done in there, sort of crisscrossing and trying to like weld everything together. But it's all part of it at the end of the day, and it's a lot of fun. So I've just put the putty on the armor pieces that I want filled in, or the gaps that I want filled in. And this is sort of where you can see like you have to really sort of just get messy and just get in there. And it's by no means perfect, but this takes about 3 hours or so to dry until it's rock hard, apparently. That's what it says on the instructions. So after that, I can just hopefully sand everything off. So both the 2 gauntlets have had one nice, very generous coat of black gloss on them, and I think they're looking great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dry probably overnight or just for a couple hours, and then decide whether they need another coat or not. As you can see, it's not as smooth as it could be, but it will match the helmet, I think, in terms of style and everything else. Okay, so I've just managed to get the primer, next coat of primer down on the chest plate and the shin guards, and after the filler in between the cracks from where I had to split the print digitally, I think it all came out really, really well. Any spots that I haven't sanded down too smooth, like if you look at this angle you can see that line right there. Okay, that one I do think I'm gonna have to attack once this one's dry. No, I think everything's coming out really, really well, and I don't think I'm going to fuss about it too much, particularly also with the layer lines, because again it just looks more machine made for me. If you leave it like that just a little bit, it could come out really well. And the con's only a month and a half away, or less than that now, because we're in September. It's September 2nd today, so I don't have a lot of time to finish this, and it's, yeah, the crunch is real. Okay, so here is everything I've pretty much got done for the suit thus far. The gauntlets are absolutely brilliant. They have come out pretty much perfect in my eyes. I just need to put some padding in there to make them a bit more snug. One thing I am genuinely thinking about doing is wearing these gloves. These are my brother's gloves for Daredevil. They work out really, really good for this. I just might try and dull the red just a little bit to match it with the suit if I do decide to use them. This is also my brother's Flash belt for his Flash costume. If you haven't seen the photos of him in the suit, check them out, they're on his Instagram. But with the bodysuit and everything, I'm starting to really see the vision now, and I cannot wait to finish this, and I'm absolutely loving the process of constructing this cosplay. And New York's going to be a good one this year. So I just started the white paint onto the emblem, and I'm stopping myself in my tracks because I painted the I spray painted this morning, thinking, oh, you know what, I'll paint it while it's still wet because then it might give it better adhesion. But I don't know if you can see, but that lovely white paint is going to turn into lovely pink paint if I decide to carry on. So I got to let this completely dry, much like the gauntlets, and then carry on. So yeah, remember, patience is a key when spray painting, and just doing any sort of painting in general.
Now when it comes to attaching the armor, I just want to stress that this video is not a tutorial on how to attach armor together, but just to break it down, the chest was 2 straps in a crisscross pattern that goes over the back. The shins, I sort of just added a few plates and some elastic just to sort of slip my foot in when I suit up, and then the shoulders were just velcroed on top with a little bit of velcro just glued onto the morph suit with contact cement. And that is pretty much it for the Injustice Flash armor. I mean, I could have went a lot harder on this to get rid of layer lines and make it a bit more accurate to the game, but I'm incredibly happy with the way it came out, and when you see it all in one, it just looks absolutely perfect and almost as good as the game itself.
Now that you've seen all the armor like this, I think it's time for a costume test. Yeah. So that is pretty much it for the Flash armor, guys. I had a really good time making this, and it's a lot of fun to try and figure out like a first armor that I'd done. I've never done an armor before, and I'm not in any rush to do another one. But yeah, this was a streamlined version of an armor that I wanted to do. So there's a lot of still free movement in this as well, which is really great. I still need to do the belt because this is my brother's belt from his Flash costume, which I'm just borrowing for pictures and reference and stuff, but I will be making a belt within the coming weeks, and I might also try and dull the colour of the shoes as well. It's not a big deal, but it's something I might try and do just to try and get everything to match a lot better. But yeah, I will be debuting this costume at New York Comic Con on the Friday and the Sunday, and it's gonna be great. I'm hoping nothing breaks in transit, but we'll manage. I'll get it there one way or another. And I hope you like the video, guys, and I'll see you all in New York.